Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Shannon and today's video is going to be a review on the Natasha Denona Lila Palette. It looks like this. So if you want to know my thoughts, keep on watching. So this is what the palette looks like. It's very vibrant, very colorful. It's $162, which is insane. I did not buy this myself, it was a gift, but I absolutely love this palette. It is so pigmented, so beautiful, so colorful. The shadows are a little tiny bit powdery, but with pigment, that's what happens. It isn't hard to blend. It is, yes, you can see that I've used it. It's got some specks everywhere. I've used it a lot. I love it so much. It is insane for the money, but honestly, if you want to splurge and get some amazing shadows, I would recommend these ones for sure. I've heard amazing things about all of Natasha's palettes, and I am definitely willing to buy more of them. $162 is crazy. It's crazy, but it's beautiful. I'll actually do a few swatches right now. The shadows' names are Per Se, Viola, Amara, Cyclone, and Nude Vino. Layla, Amethyst, Magnetic, Magnolia, and Nude Mauve. Juno, Livid, Pure, Dragon Bite, and Helio. So this palette is definitely amazing. I'm not sure what else I could say about it other than it is insanely priced, but the shadows are so pigmented and so beautiful that I'm in love with it. It is amazing. So, and you can do so much. Honestly, I think it comes to around $10 per shadow, which is normal for some shadows if you look. Even if you go to the drugstore, some of the shadows there are even $6 for one little individual shadow. So honestly, yes, it's a lot of money, but if you look at the quality and you look at the pricing of the other shadows for individual shadows, it's still, I mean, it's crazy. I'm just trying to rationalize. Amazing shadows, crazy price point, but it's beautiful. So if you'd like to splurge and you have the money, I would say get it. If you want this to be like your only shadow palette, it does have some amazing colors in it. You can do an everyday look. There are some nice transition shades. This one here is great. This one here is good. Then there's some darker corners. You can do natural looks with these ones. So there's, you know, you can do some everyday looks with it, but you could also do some crazy colorful looks as well. So it could be an everyday kind of palette. So on a side note, the lipstick that I'm wearing today is the Ofra Cosmetics Santa Ana. I love this lipstick. I've used it, I think I've used it in one of my videos before. I use it so often with so many of my looks. I can't help it. Also, the foundation that I'm wearing today is another one. It's a first impression. I don't like it. Is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation in the shade Fair. For some reason, it's a water foundation, but it is sticking to all of my dry spots. I used this primer here. It's tone adjusting primer. It is water based. It should not be sticking to my dry spots. I used a minimal amount of powder. I don't use a lot of powder on my face at all, and the powder that I did use, if you see a little bit of my contour is patchy and sticking to the dry spots of my skin. I moisturized very well, I washed my face very well, I scrubbed it very well. I should not have dry patches right now, especially for a water foundation. I use the Fenty Beauty foundation. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put that down here somewhere. And it wasn't as bad as this. It was amazing coverage. This is only medium coverage at best, and I love higher coverage, to be honest. I like higher coverage foundation, and I thought, you know what, my skin is very dry. I'd like to try a foundation that might be amazing for dry skin, but it didn't work for me. It stuck to all my dry spots. If you see here, you could really tell. Well, yes, and I didn't get rid of all the baby fuzz here, but my skin looks dry. I'm not sure if you could tell by that angle, but it definitely does accentuate my dry spots. I powdered just to see if it would even out all the contour and my cheeks look a little muddy today and I'm not happy with that. So I will not be using this again. It's disappointing. I was hoping, really, really hoping to find a great foundation. Also, an update on the Tarte foundation. I hate it. It made me break out bad. I had about 2 or 3 pimples after. It is not worth the money and it's $51 Canadian. Stay away from it if you have sensitive skin. I wouldn't recommend it. You can't really see how bad the foundation actually does look. I mean, it looks really good in this light, to be honest, but I really don't like it. Ugh. But I do really like the shadows. I could have blended a little bit more, maybe added a little bit more pigment, but I was kind of lazy today. I mean, look at my hair. I'm a disaster. My birds are acting weird. Nike is telling me to shut the light off. Alright, let's see how these eyeshadows work. This foundation does work for some people. I've heard that it's amazing, but it just did not work for my skin. So I won't be touching that one again for sure. To be honest though, when you do use foundation, you have to make sure that you have completely cleaned skin, exfoliated, that there's no dry spots, because if you use any foundation, it will stick to your dry spots. So if you're not careful, um, you will have a cake face and it's not going to look pretty. There will be patchiness, your powders won't sit properly. There will be a lot of issues. So before applying foundation, try to make sure that you have a clean face, freshly washed, that there's no buildup of dry skin or any of that yucky crap that always, if you don't wash your face enough. So just watch for that. So at this point, I'm actually fairly impressed with the shadows. The transition shade worked out fairly well. I definitely am going to be cleaning up the edges with concealer so that it's not as smoky looking and messy. But I love the shadows. They blend very well and they are very easy to work with. The metallic shadows in this palette are also like pretty much any other metallic shadow. If you pack them on with your finger, they will be a lot more pigmented and more vibrant and beautiful. But I believe these metallic shadows are a lot more pigmented and bright than other metallic shadows. Honestly, I would recommend the palette if you had the money to spend on it. These shadows are insanely priced, so if you don't have the money, don't bother. There are so many palettes that you could get for a fraction of the price that are just as amazing. Maybe not just as amazing, but there are some dupes that can come close. These shadows are probably my favorite and the best that I've used so far. Benefit Roller Lash is honestly one of my favorite mascaras ever. I found these lashes at Winners, and they are some of my favorite lashes right now. The Creme Shop, they killed it with those ones. This vintage highlighter is honestly one of my favorite highlighters. It is so pretty. I got it in my Boxy Charm. If you like this kind of video where I do like a review and then try on kind of idea, let me know below. I am happy to do more of this kind of video, and I will maybe start doing an count to see how many ums you can count in my videos, because I say it so often I don't even realize I'm saying it. So if you do like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it on Facebook. I'm going to be adding it there as well. So if this is on Facebook, share it. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of this palette. Do you think that it's worth it? If these shadows are so amazing, if they're so pigmented, do you believe that they're worth $162? Let me know below, because that's, I want to say yes, but I also want to say no. It's hard. It's hard. I will be doing more reviews and more videos in the future, but just let me know below what you'd like to see, and I will do my best to get that done. Add me on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I will leave all of that information below. If you have any questions, comments, anything at all, just leave it below and I will definitely get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. A review on the Natasha Denona there's some nice transition. Oh, my lighting sucks. My lighting sucks to show swatches. Sorry. To be honest, put that away. Or I have hair on my lip.